At Officer Ethan Carter's funeral, the atmosphere was heavy with grief. His family, friends, and colleagues gathered to say their goodbyes. Everyone mourned the brave officer who had dedicated his life to protecting others. Among the mourners was Max, Ethan's loyal service dog, lying quietly near the casket. Max had been more than a partner to Ethan. They were inseparable. But then something strange happened. Max suddenly stood up and began barking loudly at the casket. The barking was relentless, echoing across the cemetery. At first, people thought it was just the dog's way of expressing his grief. But as the barking continued, it became clear that something was wrong. Max seemed desperate, barking and scratching at the casket. The crowd grew uneasy. Some tried to calm the dog, but Max wouldn't listen. He was acting as if he was trying to tell them something important. The police chief, who was present at the funeral, advised against opening the casket. Ethan's body had suffered severe gunshot wounds, and the chief believed it was best to leave things as they were. But Max's behavior was so unusual that the officers decided they had no choice. The casket needed to be opened. When the lid was lifted, a collective gasp filled the air. Ethan's mother screamed, "That's not my son!" The face in the casket didn't belong to Officer Carter. The crowd was in shock, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. Max, on the other hand, immediately calmed down, sitting quietly as if his mission was complete. The funeral came to an abrupt halt. The police and Ethan's family rushed to the hospital to find answers. What they uncovered was nothing short of shocking. On the night of the shootout with the gang, 2 critically injured officers had been brought to the hospital. One of them had succumbed to his injuries, while the other was put into an induced coma. Due to the chaos that night, the hospital staff had made a terrible mistake. They had mixed up the identities of the 2 officers. Ethan Carter wasn't dead. He was the officer in the coma. The body in the casket belonged to his colleague, who had tragically passed away. The police had relied on the hospital's report without conducting a proper identification. It was a grave error, one that would never have been discovered if not for Max. Ethan's family was overwhelmed with a mix of emotions: grief for the officer who had died and relief that Ethan was alive. The doctors and police issued heartfelt apologies for the mistake. Weeks later, Ethan woke up from the coma. He was heartbroken to learn about the loss of his colleague, but deeply grateful to be alive. He knew he owed his life to Max, whose instincts had saved him once again. Ethan and Max returned to work together after his recovery. Their bond grew even stronger, and their story became a source of inspiration for many. Max wasn't just a dog, he was a hero who had proven the power of loyalty and love. The police department took measures to prevent such a mistake from happening again. They reassured the public that better protocols would be followed in the future. This incident also inspired other officers and their K-9 partners, reminding them of the unique and irreplaceable bond they shared. Even today, Ethan and Max continue to serve their community, a reminder that sometimes the most heroic acts come from those we least expect. Max didn't just save Ethan's life. He helped bring justice, saved countless others, and showed the world what true loyalty looks like. Their story is a testament to the power of a dog's love and the unbreakable bond that can exist between a man and his dog. It reminds us that sometimes, even in the darkest moments, love, loyalty, and trust can uncover the truth,